Alright, what up, y'all? It's Metaphor back for more to kick the phor, representing everyone as you and I verse. Gonna do a video on Sagittarius rising, with Scorpio in the 12th house. So Scorpio in the 12th house would be fixed water, being consistent or stubborn upon one's way of feeling and emotions, right? And that was what the previous video was about, you dig what I'm saying? So we're just going right in line with this kind of thing. The 12th house is kind of like that. And with that being said, your dreams and illusions and nightmares would be a fixed water. So you have a certain emotion about how you go about your dreams, illusions, and nightmares. Whenever you have a dream, it's like, oh, okay, I feel so in depth about it that I gotta create this like categorizing nature. You see what I'm saying? And you know, put things into the correct space. So to say that, okay, I have a dream about, you know, like the last video I was talking about making $1 million, right? You have to, you know, create a actual plan to execute that, which would be the 6th house being in Taurus. You see what I'm saying? Creating a logical and practical plan about, you know, going about that certain aspect of your life. You see what I'm saying? That's how the opposite houses work. Get a little drink real quick. Hold up. So to say, okay, with the first house being in Sagittarius, it's immutable fire, being able to adapt to other people's ways of visions and, you know, burning through reality nature. So like how one person would burn down the whole time, oh yeah, we could both burn down the whole time the same way. That's your personality. You know, you tend to hype someone up more than bring them down. It's pretty cool. This room has like a nice little echo. So actual recording here. So if I close the door and everything like that, I got a automatic you know, background voice. Pretty cool. So yeah, back to the video. The 12th house being a Scorpio, like I say, is that in-depth feeling, and you know, it's deep in the water, so it's kind of dark down there, but it's dark, and you know, there's an accumulation. And dark is just, think about light being accumulated, all the different colors into one, and that's what darkness is. So you think about that 12th house being there, that's your dream, illusion, and nightmares. It's like so in depth that you have an accumulation of everything in that dream. You're like, okay, this is everything I could achieve. And it's like, that's how these mutable signs kind of get tripped up. You see what I'm saying? With that first house being a Sag, you have that that personality that you want to, you know, have a different vision about everything. You want to relate to everybody's vision. You can't really do that. You kind of actually have to be, you know, using those fixed natures. So a way you can look at this is where your fixed houses are. So if we look at the 12th house being a Scorpio, then that would be the opposite 6th house in Taurus. That's one of your other fixed areas of your life. And then you have the Leo, which would be, you know, the Leo would be a square, and the Aquarius would also be a square to the Scorpio. So that would be the 12th house. The square to that would be the 9th house. So the 9th house of Sagittarius, which would be the fixed fire, Leo. And then the fixed air, which would be the other square to the Scorpio. And that would be in the 3rd house, I think. Yeah, so the 12th and the 3rd house is a square. And with the 3rd and the 9th house, the 3rd house is your environment and like your general area, like your neighbors, people you communicate at the store, like the store clerk that you generally talk to. And the 9th house would be traveling and going to a new area to have a larger experience. So like the 9th house is expansive. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you can do that also with mind traveling, like to say like, okay, you go and look up a new you know, a new spiritual system and see like, oh, okay, this is how this area of the world, you know, got to their conclusion compared to our conclusion in this part of the world. You see what I'm saying? And that'd be a way to use the 9th house, with the 9th house being I think, yeah, like I was just saying, that would be Leo, and then the 3rd house would be Aquarius. So like your general area where you communicate with other people tends to be like this fixed air. So like it's a fixed communication upon your environment. So yeah, and like to say with that, you have like this certain way of, you know, communicate with other people. You want your environment to kind of shine. That's like what the Aquarius does. opposite to the Leo, which would be wanting to, bring your own knowledge of wisdom to the light and actually say, okay, this is the way that I want to express myself. Like that 5th house being a Leo, being that fixed fire, being consistent and stubborn upon your way of expression. So, and bring it to reality once again with the fire. Like I say, what this video is about is the 12th house being a Scorpio, and like I say, the reason why I bring all that up is because Sagittarius and Gemini kind of both have these little natures. Like I say, all mutable signs really, but like every sign can do it, but it's more like the mutable signs tend to do it the most, like adapt to other people. You see what I'm saying? So if you have your own way of actually going about things, and you're like, okay, I see this knowledge and wisdom in my personal life, I'm going to use that and be kind of consistent and stubborn upon it whenever I actually want to go about the certain things in my life that I want to achieve. So to say like the $1 million example, okay, I can't be begging with the bum on the side of the street and relate to him and his vision on how to make $1 million. That's not really going to add up, you see what I'm saying? Because we all know what they be doing. So yeah, like I say, it's that in-depth nature. So you see like, okay, that accumulation is like, all right, what do I actually want to utilize out of this in-depth nature and what I actually feel like is my dream? Or, okay, maybe am I so deep in the dark about this one thing? Like, okay, like I see somebody doing this, I think this is cool, but am I just kind of in the dark about it? Like I think it's cool, but I don't actually know about it yet. So that's where this 9th house could help you out, like that square, and say like, okay, well I have this in-depth nature about going about my dream. Well, why don't I just go over there and travel and see how people do that? Maybe like, okay, to say if you want to be a rapper, another example, you go to a concert and you say, okay, what does it like to be a performer? So perfect example. So yeah, if you want to holler at me on my email, it's conscious1347@gmail.com. That's conscious1347@gmail.com. And you can holler at me for a consultation and reading. You see what I'm saying? Any kind of chart reading, and that's kind of what I'm focused on right now. And I do know the tarot, so I do that as well. But I don't really like go out here and advertise that like crazy. This is like the first time I've said it in I have like over 100 videos, and this is the first time I've talked about it on the video. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that, a little bit here and there. But from my experience and what I've heard all about the tarot, and kind of just watching videos and kind of getting a little grasp on it, just kind of get a little introduction, it's good to have an intent before you actually do those readings. So what I'm planning to do after I finish this series is, like I say, do the moon, kind of work through all the planets, and then at a certain point in time in between that, I'm going to do a little readings whenever we have new transits and things like that. So yeah, much love. Holla back at.